Hello, fellow viewers. I assume it's probably been a while since I last talked, or more like 2 days. But I'm gonna make this video just to make it perfectly clear about some of the myths that have arisen for my raid on FNS. Let me start the video. Essentially, the problem is that there's either a lot of people claiming responsibility for what happens, that is not me, or people switching sides, or people just doing utter bullshit. I'm just going to start on that because I don't have much time. Essentially, I have a few people who have started to claim that they were in the raid, even though they're utter lies. Like Film claimed it, for example. I'm sure a lot of you know who I'm talking about. And the second one that I would like to dispel the absolute most is that Jim and Lolita had absolutely nothing to do with this raid. I'm going to make that perfectly, absolutely clear. That, yes, I'm almost certain they supported the raid, and yes, they were cheering me on. I mean, they aren't the best fans of FNS, or Fexic to be particulate. But my main issue is that people claim that they had a role in it. Like some people say that they formulated a plan with me, which is absolutely false. I did this on my own accord, and for those asking why I did it, it's because Fexic does not listen to his staff. He, essentially, I and a lot of other moderators who have left the server over the years have run into the same problem. Essentially, we tried to moderate the server, actually moderate it, people shitpost excessively or just meme constantly in #general, and it becomes an issue when we aren't allowed to punish them. If they get muted, Fexic will unmute them because they're just friends of his. Apparently, that makes him exempt to the rules, which is, like, if he's so sure about that, why does he even have staff in the first place if he's not even going to let them punish anybody? I mean, the worst offense of this all is especially with Pat. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this person as well. A lot of you have had trouble with him, and I tried so hard just to get him off the server. He was definitely eligible for a ban, but what happened is Fexic continued to unban him, continued to unmute him, continued to just suck his dick, and that was not fun to deal with. And when you're constantly getting shit on by other members because they think you're being an abusive staff member, and also that you're spending hours each day moderating but you aren't allowed to do anything about it, like, it becomes stressful over time. I was moderator for about a month and then admin for about a week, and I tried to actually moderate the server, but what do I get in return? Maybe a bit of power, but mostly what I got was just, I got shit on, literally, by most other members. They said I was abusive when really I was just moderating the server, and it becomes stressful when everybody hates you, and even the higher up staff don't even support you. But the people exempt to this are the co-owners, except for Parker. I want to give a shout out to Hyoshin and I'm gonna restart this video. Hyoshin and Frontrox, because they actually essentially they supported me while I was admin and helped me get through with a lot of issues. They may hate me now for taking down FNS, but I could not care less. And then last thing is that people call this immoral, and I'm not going to dispel this. I'm sure it is immoral. The guy spent $700, and I honestly feel bad. No, I'm fucking with you, actually. I do not feel anything about this raid, and if you think you can expose me for this, it doesn't matter, because I've already claimed responsibility for this. Oh yeah, let me make it clear again. I am absolutely responsible for what happened on FNS on July the 14th, 2018, at 4 a.m. About. And let me make this clear also. I do not understand why people are trying to claim responsibility for something. Everybody knows it's me. I do not need you guys shitting on Jim when they didn't do anything wrong, especially Lolita. Like, I don't understand why you guys are blaming Vermont. They had absolutely no role in this. And people have showed me screenshots from my prior video where they were trying to cheer me on. Do you realize how vague those messages were? Like, it's just such a huge assumption. I think they're taking it too far with that. And, yeah, that's all I have to say, essentially. So, yeah, I hope FNS just becomes worse over time, by the way. I wish it will, because my plan was literally just to kick all the active people, and Fexic would lose what he cares about the most, numbers. He didn't care about activity, he just cared about numbers. He thinks Like, he says, oh, I spent $700. Those were $700 well spent. Wow, buddy. So, because that's $700 is so well spent to me, because you just made the server worse by putting that money in. Literally. He cared about numbers, guys. Do not become staff on the server. He cares about numbers, and that's about it. That's why so many staff have left before, particularly around March, where there's a mass leaving, where a lot of people switch to Vermont. So, well, that's all I have to say now. Hope that helps clear up some shit, because y'all are retarded. Alright, thanks.